Once upon a time, on the very edge of a quiet little town, there was a pumpkin patch that everyone whispered about. They called it the Haunted Pumpkin Patch. Now, don't worry, it wasn't the kind of haunted place with scary ghosts or monsters. No, this pumpkin patch was different. It was full of magic, mischief, and mystery. Every year, on Halloween night, the pumpkins didn't just sit quietly on the ground. Oh no, they liked to giggle, glow, and play tricks on anyone brave enough to wander in. One cool October evening, two friends named Lila and Max decided they just had to see the pumpkin patch for themselves. "Do you think the pumpkins really talk?" Max asked, tightening his scarf as the chilly wind blew. "I don't know," Lila whispered, her eyes wide with excitement. "But tonight, we're going to find out." With a lantern in one hand and a bag of candy in the other, they tiptoed through the crunchy leaves until they reached the old wooden gate. The sign above creaked in the wind. It read, "Enter, if you dare." The gate squeaked open. Eek! And suddenly, the pumpkin patch came to life. Thousands of pumpkins stretched out across the field, glowing softly like orange lanterns. Some had big, silly grins, others had wobbly frowns, and a few even winked at the children as they passed. Max gulped. Did that pumpkin just wink at me?" Lila giggled. "I think it did." And then, right behind them, they heard it. Boo! They spun around. But it wasn't a ghost. It was a pumpkin. A plump, round pumpkin with a goofy smile carved into its face. "Gotcha!" the pumpkin laughed. "Welcome to the Haunted Pumpkin Patch." Lila and Max couldn't believe their ears. You can talk?" Lila asked. "Of course I can talk," said the pumpkin. "All of us can. My name's Pip the Pumpkin, and tonight we're throwing the best Halloween party ever. Do you two want to join?" Max and Lila grinned from ear to ear. "A Halloween party? In a pumpkin patch? We're in." Pip bounced ahead, leading them through rows and rows of glowing pumpkins. Everywhere they looked, pumpkins were doing the silliest things. Some were telling jokes and laughing so hard their tops almost popped off. Some were rolling around like bowling balls, knocking into each other with a happy bonk, bonk, bonk. And some were carving silly faces into themselves with tiny vines. "This is amazing," Max cheered. Soon they reached the middle of the patch, where a giant pumpkin sat on a wooden stage. It was the Pumpkin King. He was enormous, bigger than a car, with a crown made of twisting vines. His glowing face beamed down at them. "Welcome, children," the Pumpkin King said in a deep, kind voice. "We've been waiting for you." No Halloween is complete without a game of pumpkin hide and seek. The pumpkins all cheered, "Hide and seek! Hide and seek!" And so the game began. Lila and Max covered their eyes and counted. 1, 2, 3. The pumpkins scrambled in every direction. Some rolled behind hay bales. Some hopped into tall grass. Some even tried to stack themselves into a wobbly tower. "Ready or not, here we come!" Lila shouted. They searched the patch, giggling as they peeked behind vines and lifted leaves. Every time they found a pumpkin, it would squeal, "Eek! You found me!" and roll back to the stage. After a while, only one pumpkin remained hidden. "Where's Pip?" Max asked. "I don't know," Lila said. "He's really good at this game." Just then, they noticed something strange. One pumpkin near the corner of the patch was glowing brighter. Brighter and brighter. They tiptoed closer. Suddenly, pop! The pumpkin burst open. Not with anything scary, but with a shower of glittering candy. And there was Pip, laughing so hard he almost rolled onto his side. "Surprise!" he shouted. "I was hiding inside a candy pumpkin all along." The Pumpkin King clapped his leafy hands. "Well done, children. You have completed the Haunted Pumpkin Patch Challenge. And as your prize," he waved his vines, and all the pumpkins began to glow even brighter. Together, they formed glowing paths that stretched across the field like twinkling stars. "This," the Pumpkin King said, "is the path of dreams. Follow it home, and you'll always remember the magic of Halloween night." Lila and Max walked along the glowing path, Pip bouncing beside them. The pumpkins hummed a cheerful tune as they passed. "Spooky and fun. Our night's just begun. Halloween magic for everyone." At last, they reached the old wooden gate. "Will we see you again next Halloween?" Max asked. "Of course," Pip said with a wink. "The Haunted Pumpkin Patch will always be here, waiting for friends like you." And so, Lila and Max hurried home with happy hearts, a bag full of magical candy, and a story they would never forget. From that day on, whenever they saw a pumpkin glowing on Halloween night, they would smile, knowing that somewhere out there, Pip and his pumpkin friends were laughing, playing, and keeping the magic alive. The end.